Okay, everybody, this is Mr. Dean, and I'd like to start a new series called How Do I Steam Workshop? And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look in Content Manager, and we're going to go to Mods, and we're going to type Loading Screen Mod, and we're going to check out the options there. Because if you're going to start going into the Steam Workshop, you're going to get a lot of mods and assets and props and cool stuff like that. You want the loading screen mod when you get that. Now what this does is it helps keep track of your assets and the props that go with them. What will happen is someone will build out an asset and load it to Steam Workshop, and they're all thrilled about it, and they'll have a bunch of different props that'll go into it. Now, some designers will basically have the props included with the design. Others will make it more modular, and they'll say you have to download the props separately. Now, some asset builders will forget to include links to the props that you need for that particular asset. That's where this comes into play. Now, I have it set to load all my assets and to share my textures and to optimize them thumbnails and look nice. But the big benefit is I can save reports when I load to a directory. And I do it every time I load it, and when I save the reports, there'll be two that come out with every load. One will show which assets loaded and which ones failed to load and which ones are used in my map. And then the other one will show which props are used by which assets and which assets use which props. It's very important there. So let's say I found a really cool asset and I download it and I put it into my collection and I try to play the game, and and as the loading screen goes through, it shows I'm missing 20 props. And I check the report and it says, oh no, there's 20 props that go with that asset that I thought was so cool. I can check the other one, and it shows that no other assets use those 20 props. And then I have to decide, is it really worth all the memory and effort to maintain to keep using that asset? If it is, I know what I need to do. I got to go and get those props. And there'll be a link in the report that goes to where the props are in the Steam Workshop so I can get them. And at the same time, if I find out that these props are actually being used by other assets, perfect. They're sharing them. That's what I like to see in my assets. I like to see them shared. Now, when I get this, there are some assets that will load props that just aren't there. They're hidden, or they are private, or they're just not there anymore. And I'll show that when I load the game. I know which assets use them, and I've made a decision to keep them in the game even though they're going to be missing those particular props. I live with it. Before I go to loading the game to show you what it looks like, this part here, it says load next save in safe mode. These options here allow you to recover from bad errors. So if someone has broken an asset in such a way that you can't load the game anymore, you can come here and go to safe mode, and it'll help you recover and rebuild the city you had and replace that asset that may have been renamed or re-uploaded or something, and you'll get it together and you'll be able to salvage the work. If you follow Biffa and his T-ville, he talked recently about using this very feature to save his beloved city, and it is well worth having. So yes, make that first mod you get the loading screen mod. I've got a lot of others here that are really cool, but this one, it's beyond cool. It's mandatory. Get the loading screen mod, kids. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and load a game, and I'll just pick my city of Aquarium. Lum-de-doo-de-doo. So far so good. This is all normal stuff. And yeah, you're going to watch me load the game. But this is with the loading screen mod tool. Oh, wow, look at this. It shows me how many assets I'm loaded. I haven't started yet, but it's there. It shows me how much memory I'm using, main memory plus cache memory, how long it's taken to load. It shows what is loading right now. If it's white, it's part of the vanilla game or DLC. These are things that just got to get loaded up in there, and if they break, they're the responsibility of the makers of the game. And yeah, you see a little few messages flashing down here to help you know what's coming in here. But once it's done with loading up all the base game stuff and it gets to the actual assets, those are the responsibility of me, the player, and the asset owner. And if the asset owner has deleted it or done something to it, too bad. That's between me and the asset guy. I can't call Colossal Order and say, you fix the asset that was made by some so-and-so, and nope, they won't do it. It's not their job. It is nice knowing how long it's taken and how much memory it's consumed, because this helps me determine if I've got enough memory on my system. If it turns yellow or amber, I'm close to the limit. If it turns red, I've gone over the limit and we're hitting the hard drive. Look, I've got some duplicate ones. I'm aware of this. I'm fine with that. If I get rid of that particular asset to get rid of the duplicate, I get rid of that asset completely. I'd rather have the asset and just have it mark itself as a duplicate. I'm okay with that. It shows I've got 2,653 assets, so if I decide that's too much, I can get rid of some of them. These are props that belong to assets that I want to keep in the game, but I'm aware that the props are not there. But sometimes when I download some assets for the first time, I may see more than these 7 missing props, and then I know, go to the report, go to the props that didn't download, and get them loaded. Or just get rid of the asset if there's too much trouble there. But hey, there we go. It's taken me about 2 minutes and 18 seconds so far, and I'm close to the end. I got maybe another, 10, 5, I don't know. It's going to turn funky over here, and then I know it's about ready to jump into the game. But yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I know how long it takes to load. I know how much memory I'm using. I've got 32 gig of RAM. Ooh, it just turned amber. I got to watch it. Maybe it's time for me to go on another asset diet. But here I am in the game, ready to play. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you get the loading screen mod, and I hope you're able to use it to make your life better as you play with the mods and assets here in City Skylines. So until next time, this is Mr. Dean saying happy city painting, and be sure to hit like and subscribe and the little bell to remind you when I've got more of these great videos uploaded. All right, you do that, and when you're done, I'll see you later. Bye for now.